lights out and back to the beat.
My studio is primarily based around the computer. I learned how to make music on a computer first and foremost. There's this producer in LA, his name is Kenny Siegel. He also occasionally goes by the name Syndicate. He makes a lot of beats for the whole Project Bloat Camp, Abstract Rude, and all those guys. And he taught me how to make music on this thing called a tracker. And a tracker is basically this sequencer that scrolls down and it's all like hexadecimal, and it's just like this really arcane way of like making music and stuff. So that was my introduction in how to make music. And from there, it went from the tracker into the very traditional like digital audio workstation style hard disk recorder sequencer, and I began using Pro Tools and et cetera, et cetera. And the reason why I use the computer is because it gives me, I guess, like the utmost flexibility to make changes. I think due to the nature of my work and me constantly needing to make changes and revisions in the music that I make for work, and also in the nature that I write albums, and essentially that there's like multiple growth periods that happens, there needs to be an extreme amount of flexibility for change, or for me to essentially completely change the idea altogether at any point in time, but maybe just keep the drums. You know, so the computer is extremely crucial in that. Essentially, the way that you'd make a beat on the MPC compared to the way that you'd make a beat on the computer is like two completely different animals. Also, it's gotten to the point where it's like I'm very visual, you know, like I'll see all the waveforms on the screen, and you know, essentially like I've already written the song in my head just by knowing like where to place everything. You know, and that's a very different thing than somebody who uses the MPC traditionally and like plays it all in with the pads. Certified area material is a different thing, you know, it's much more rooted in dance music. You know, and dance music is something that is very much a reflection of like what's happening at a certain moment in time, you know what I'm saying, to essentially get people excited. It's party music has always been that way. You know, it's been an exact reflection of what's happening at that moment in time. Only a very little bit of party music in general can really stand the test of time. Like stuff like, you know, Earth, Wind and Fire or something like that. Very, very, very few or very little dance music in general can really stand the test of time.
Your body to the sound.
Hello, my name's Heather, DJ Heather. I live in Chicago, Illinois. I'm a producer, DJ, and vocalist. What's in my mind when I'm playing records is how to tell a story, to really bring out the best parts in a particular record.
Everything's electric.
As a DJ, you're trying to create an approach that no one else has. 100 people playing the same two records, they're gonna have different approaches and different ideas about how they should go together. Vinyl, MP3s, CDs, what have you. It's part of the signature. It's a part of the way that you're trying to define your set from someone else's. I think it was a combination of styles and DJs that kind of molded me into the approaches that I have now. And I still watch a lot of people play just to pick up what their approach to the art is all about. Hey, this is DJ Heather, and you're watching my episode of The Craft.
Back to the beat.